What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of our Pirate series. Today we are going to be taking a look at set number 31109, the Creator 3-in-1 Pirate Ship, complete with 1,260 pieces and 4 minifigures. This set originally released back in 2020 with a retail price of $100. That price saw an unfortunate increase in August of 2022 to $120, but you should pay very close attention to this set because it is scheduled to retire by the end of the year here in 2025. Inside the box, you'll find 10 individually numbered bags, as well as 1 unmarked bag and 2 instruction booklets for all 3 different builds. Starting off with the minifigures, here is our Pirate Captain, who has a great torso print on both the front and back, peg leg, eye patch, and pirate hat, complete with a printed skull and crossbones logo on it. Up next is our senior-most pirate, who is a little bit of a boring minifigure. He does have a printed torso on both the front and back. However, he comes with standard dark bluish gray legs, as well as some gray facial hair. Our junior-most member of the pirate crew features printing on both the front and back of his torso, plain dark orange legs, a bandana, as well as 2 different faces, one where he is smirking and the other one where he is clearly scared. Technically, our last minifigure here is the skeleton. I don't like that these count as minifigures because I think they barely qualify as minifigures, but still, he is cool to have in this set. There's also 2 brick-built animals that come with this set, a shark, which looks very good, as well as an oversized brick-built bird. These are not my favorite by any means. So after approximately 1 hour of building, here we have the Creator 3-in-1 Pirate Ship. I like to kick things off by giving you all a complete 360 spin of the build so you can see all 4 sides. Despite this being a set with a 9+ age rating, I thoroughly enjoyed building it, so let's get into all of its details and features. Starting up at the bow, we have a very basic but colorful brick-built mermaid attached to the hull. Turning our pirate ship slightly, we have our anchor chain and windlass up on the port bow, and if you rotate this mechanism right here, it will release some slack on the chain so you can simulate anchoring your pirate ship. Rotating our ship even further, we have our red port lids, which are openings for the cannons to come out at. And unfortunately, the ship only comes with 2 cannons. I would have preferred it if it came with 4, so we could have 2 cannons at the ready on both port and starboard. Now rotating the ship all the way to the stern, we do have a rudder, which can be turned from side to side, which is a great feature. Turning the ship another 90 degrees, we have a classic wooden plank, should anyone need to exit the vessel at the captain's immediate discretion. Directing our attention to midships of the vessel, we have a large opening which allows us access below deck, and as you can see, we have an area for our cannons where our pirates can load up cannonballs and attack any enemy that approaches. Slightly aft of that large opening we were just talking about, there are stairs to the top deck as well as a doorway leading into the captain's cabin. Before we check out the captain's quarters, up on the top deck we have the ship's main wheel where our pirate captain can safely navigate the pirate ship. Now here's my favorite feature that the pirate ship has. If you rotate this sail out of the way, you can lift up the top deck where the ship's main wheel is to get a great view at the captain's quarters. You can see he's got a desk in there, complete with lots of nautical maps of where the ship would like to sail, as well as a seat, and I even placed his treasure chest in there with all the jewels that he's plundered amongst his many voyages. Now, if your fingers are a little bit larger like mine and have a hard time getting into tight spaces, you can also gain access into the captain's quarters by rotating out the sides of the vessel, which are conveniently placed on hinge plates and designed for this exact purpose. I want to briefly talk about the brick-built sails. I think they look good and they get the job done, especially with the brick-built skull and crossbones that is on the forwardmost mainsail here. They just don't look as good, in my opinion, as compared to cloth sails like we have on the Pirates of the Caribbean Queen Anne's Revenge. But then again, this set has a 9+ rating. It's not licensed. It's not meant for adults. So I'm okay with the brick-built sails. They just don't look as good as cloth, in my opinion. The last major comment that I want to make in regards to this Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship is that there are so many places to put your minifigures. You have up on the bow, midships, on the plank, up in the crow's nest, up on the top deck. There's so many studs that are open and available for play that it makes you wish that this set came with 1, 2, or maybe even 5 more pirate minifigures. So overall, I think this is a fantastic pirate ship. It's not a half bad looking display piece. It's got lots of opportunities for play. I do wish it just had a few more minifigures. However, I would like to take things up a notch, and that's why I picked up a second copy of the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship. And we're going to be cruising on over to Rebrickable.com because we are building the Pirates Battleship designed by Haha Man in the Dark. This consists of 2,405 pieces, requires 2 copies of the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship, as well as set number 40515, which is the Pirates and Treasures VIP add-on pack Polybag. I am so excited to build this super-sized pirate ship. The instructions are going to cost you $13 USD, which I just purchased, so let's get building. After breaking down the first pirate ship that we built, I combined it with all the pieces from the second copy and organized everything by part type in order to make the build process for this larger pirate ship go much smoother. So here we have all of our tile. I've got 2 bins of small and medium plate. Here's all of our large plate. We've got 2 bins of bricks and 1 bin full of our miscellaneous pieces. And of course, here is 40515, the Pirates and Treasure VIP add-on pack that we're also going to need. So I just finished building the Pirates Battleship, and I cannot wait to show you guys the build. But first, I want to introduce the main characters for today's story. Say hello to Captain Snotbottom, who unfortunately has a very poor reputation amongst all the other pirate captains who sail upon the high seas. Any ship that he finds himself in command in usually finds its way on the bottom of the ocean floor in a very short amount of time. As a result, Captain Snotbottom owes a lot of pirates a lot of money, including Penelope here, who recently lent him the funds needed to build this ginormous pirate battleship that he claims is virtually unsinkable. Captain Snotbottom also has a lead on a secret treasure that no other pirate knows about, and he has claimed that he will turn this treasure over to Penelope as payment for the ship once they find it. Penelope wants to trust the captain, but to ensure that she gets paid one way or another, she kindly informed him that she will be joining him and his skeleton crew on all of their voyages until his debt is paid. So after about 6.5 hours of building, here we have the Pirates Battleship designed by Haha Man in the Dark. Let's start off with our 360-degree spin so you guys can see just how big this upscaled pirate ship is in comparison to myself. It was a lot of fun to build, and even though it has some of the same features that the standard official 3-in-1 Creator pirate ship set offers, there are some additional bonus details that I really want to show you guys. Up on the bow, instead of a colorful mermaid, we have a dead shark as a hull ornament. How menacing is that? Living up to its name as the Pirates Battleship, instead of 2 gun ports, this ship has 4 on each side of the vessel, which doubles its firepower in every skirmish. This ship also has an extended hull, which means double the interior space below deck, so you can have more fun placing your pirate minifigures. This ship is also lightning fast through the water, as it has 3 main masts complete with full sails, 2 of which have the Jolly Roger Skull and Crossbones logo on them. Coming to the stern of the vessel, we have the same feature, which allows you to raise the top deck so you can see inside to the captain's quarters. However, you'll notice this time we have a lot more space and interior to work with, which is fantastic. Although if you prefer, you can still access the captain's quarters by opening the panels on each side of the vessel. The last big feature that this build has is this cage located on the stern of the vessel, meant for prisoners or maybe pirates that attempt a mutiny against the captain. So overall, I think this Rebrickable model is fantastic. It's very sturdy, and the designer did an incredible job taking 2 copies and creating a super-sized pirate ship. There's just one negative thing that I have to say about this build, unfortunately, and that comes with the main mast right here in the middle of the ship. When you're building it, it's very top heavy. So it starts to lean, and at its worst gets to a 30-degree angle. It's not until you put on these rubber band elements that holds it in place and prevents it from leaning forward. Until you put on these elements, it leans forward and it doesn't look very good at all. So these are critical in maintaining the build as you see it here. The last thing that I want to show you guys before we get back to our story with Captain Snotbottom is I want to give you a nice comparison of what this ship looks like side by side with the Queen Anne's Revenge from Pirates of the Caribbean. And now that we've beefed up the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship, it could actually go toe-to-toe with the Queen Anne's Revenge here. A short time later, Captain Snotbottom's ship, also known as the Brick Breaker, found itself bobbing in the middle of the ocean with no clue as to how to find this secret treasure. Captain Snotbottom looked on every nautical chart he had in search of clues similar to the ones that he was told by his reputable source. Unfortunately, nothing matched. Penelope's patience was waning thin as she strongly urged Captain Snotbottom to head back towards Tortuga where they could resupply the vessel and find more crew members to help them on their voyage. Captain Snotbottom, unfortunately, was determined to keep sailing until they found at least one clue that could point them in the right direction. Little did the captain know that while he was fiddling with nautical charts, Penelope had rallied the support of the crew, and they quickly turned on the captain, ordering him to turn back towards Tortuga. Without much choice, the captain was about to give in to the mutiny and turn over command to Penelope when one of the pirates shouted something from the crow's nest. One of the junior pirates spotted what appeared to be a small raft with one person in it. Inside the raft was one lone Krakenite who had clearly become separated from his faction and was lost in the middle of the sea. Captain Snotbottom ordered that his raft be brought ashore and the Krakenite be taken as prisoner. The crew strongly disagreed with the captain's decision to take him as prisoner, as they feared other members of the Krakenite army would come searching for him and ultimately destroy their vessel in the process. Penelope agreed with the crew as she knew how dangerous the Krakenites were firsthand, as years ago they had killed her very own husband. Not wanting to potentially lose his crew for a second time, Captain Snotbottom ordered the Krakenite be tossed overboard and returned to his raft. As the Krakenite slowly backed up towards the edge of the plank, he saw Captain Snotbottom's map in hand and realized which treasure the pirates were searching for. In exchange for refuge on the ship, the Krakenite offered up information which would help lead the pirates to exactly what they were looking for. Captain Snotbottom looked at Penelope as well as the rest of the crew and realized he could only agree to the Krakenite's terms under one condition. Before they could continue their treasure hunt, it was time to set sail for Tortuga. We will find out more about what happens to Captain Snotbottom and his pirate crew when we get the Thieves of Tortuga Bricklink Designer Program set delivered to us, hopefully in the next week or so. But what did you guys think of this alternate build? I think this ship is incredible, especially when you look at other themes in regards to pirates. The Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl is $380, which is very expensive. You can get this set if you buy 2 copies of the 3-in-1 Creator Pirate Ship for $240, and I bet you'll be able to get the 2 copies needed for this build significantly cheaper with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Insider Days coming up very soon here in the month of November. The last thing I want to say in regards to this set, unfortunately it's retiring and there's no word of any sort of classic Pirates set on the horizon for 2026. We know the One Piece theme is continuing. We know the Pirates of the Caribbean theme is also continuing moving into 2026. That is very exciting for both of those themes, but I am a little bit bummed because I myself am a huge classic Pirates fan, and I would love to see LEGO put out more classic pirate themed sets moving into the future. I don't know if that's a reality, if they can have a standard classic pirate ship like this exist on the shelf at the same time as the Going Merry as well as the Black Pearl. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. Do you want to see classic pirates return from LEGO in some form, or are you fine with just having pirates through IP sets like One Piece, like Pirates of the Caribbean? But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, because we would love to have you join our Slapshotbricks family. I do crazy fun builds like this all the time through various themes like pirates, castle, and a whole bunch of other things that I have in the works, so it is a great time to subscribe. We also have our 5,000 subscriber celebration live stream happening this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern with a very special giveaway, so you're not going to want to miss that either. But with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and you can watch more of our LEGO videos on the end screen now.